Hi everybody and welcome back to another video class. My name is Ali and today I'm going to be guiding you through a more intermediate Vinyasa flow. It's very focused towards the hips and hamstrings, so if you're tight in these areas, it's a perfect one to get you opened up, and it's also a great precursor for a splits practice, although I don't actually show you the splits pose in this video. If you are ready, let's roll out a mat and find a seated position. Today I'm opting to go on my knees. Please join me here if you can. If not, unravel the legs or maybe pop a pillow between the feet and the bum. So sitting up with a nice straight spine, head stacked on top of the shoulders, let's close down the eyes and bring our attention into the room. We can do this by focusing on our breath. So taking big inhales, filling up the entire torso, and big exhales, releasing out any stresses or tensions. Being mindful of any areas that are feeling a little bit stressed or have tension. Let's just send extra love and care to these places, as we will be using our hands and hips quite a lot. So let's be very mindful in our practice today. So continuing on with lots of big breaths. Beautiful, opening up the eyes. Let's come on to a tabletop position, so stacking the shoulders above the wrists and the hips above the knees, having hands and knees about hip width, shoulder width apart. We're going to do some cat-cows. So as we inhale, let's drop the belly, gaze comes forward, looking up to the sky, and exhaling, rounding through the spine, creating a nice big C shape. Continuing on with our inhales, let's drop the belly, come back to cow, and exhale, rounding through to cat, gazing up at the navel. Inhale, let's come back to cow pose, and exhale, back to cat. Really just gently waking up our spine. Exhaling, let's come to a neutral spine, walking the hands forward a bit, tucking under the toes. Let's lift our hips up and back to our first downward facing dog. Let's pedal out our feet, really waking up our hamstrings, pushing our chest back towards the back of the mat and grounding down through the feet. Beautiful work, guys. As we inhale, let's roll our body forwards into a plank position, nice and strong. And as we exhale, bend our elbows to 90 degrees, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, pushing up with the chest, upward facing dog, hips stay off the mat. Exhale, roll over the toes back to our downward facing dog. So as we ground down into our left foot, let's inhale and lift the right leg high to three-legged dog. Exhaling, let's bring that knee towards the nose and planting the right foot between the hands. Let's drop the left knee to the mat to come to a low crescent lunge. Inhale, let's lift the upper body nice and high, keeping the integrity of our hips by really pushing that right hip into its socket, making sure we're aligned to the midline. Inhale, arms can come up ahead or keep them on your knee if that was more comfortable. And if you need to, let's tuck under the back mat just to protect that left knee. As we exhale, let's bring our hands towards the mat, straightening through that right leg, coming to a hamstring stretch or our half split. We want to remember to keep a micro bend in that right knee, not to lock the joint, just to protect our knees. And if you can, let's bring our head towards our knee, just increasing the stretch, but you'll feel what feels right here. Inhaling, coming back to our half lunge, so bending through that right knee and inhaling the upper body up. Hands can stay on the knees and gaze can be forward. Exhaling, coming back to our hamstring stretch, creating a little flow between these two moves. So nice hip and hamstring opener. One more breath. Inhale, bend through the knees, rise up with the upper body, come back to the crescent lunge. Exhaling, back to the hamstring stretch. Inhaling, finally coming back up to our crescent lunge. And exhale, back to the hamstring stretch. One more time. Inhale up to the crescent lunge, arms can follow. And exhale, hands back to the mat, straightening through the right knee, hamstring stretch. From here, let's bend through that right knee again, but planting the hands into the ground, tuck under the left toes, and inhale, let's reach our right hand up to the sky, a reclined lunged twist. We want to stay really strong in the legs and the arms. Gaze can follow up to the right hand, looking at the sky, or look down at the mat if this is challenging on the neck. Really putting our weight into our right leg. Let's inhale and come up to a standing lunge, keeping our arms and entire torso facing the right side of the mat, so we're in a twist. Exhale, we can bring the right hand to the left thigh and left fingertips can fly high up to the sky into a reverse lunge. Beautiful work, guys. Bending into that right knee. Inhale, let's twist our entire torso over to the left side, including our right toes to follow. So we're now in a wide-legged forward fold stance, reaching high, and as we exhale, keeping that length, come all the way down and through into a wide-legged forward fold A. Arms can be behind or in line with the feet, really using our arms to guide us through and let gravity bring our head towards the mat. Breathing here, staying nice and strong in the legs, lift up those kneecaps, engage the quads, open up the hips and the hamstrings. Inhale, let's bring our arms over our head, keeping the straight back, rise up to standing, twisting the right toes to the short edge of the mat, arms come either side of us. Inhale, reach forward, and exhale, arm comes down to the mat. We can keep our core engaged and have our hand right by our shin, really using our upper body in this Trikonasana. Let's keep our body aligned between two panes of glass, so shoulders stacked, really opening up through the heart. On our next exhale, let's bring our left fingertips over our head in a semicircle motion and finally towards the mat. So now both of our hands are on the inside of our right foot. Heel toeing that right foot out towards the edge of the mat. Let's come onto our palms, lift up onto the left toes and come onto the left knee. So we're now in a lizard position. Staying on our arms if we want to, or there is the option here to come down onto the elbows. Just be where you are in your hips. So coming down onto the elbows will be a much more intense hip stretch. And breathing here. If this is too intense at any point, just come back up onto the hands or even tuck under the back toes and come into a flying lizard. There is the option here now to take your right hand and gently press on the right knee just to really open up the internal thigh. Coming onto the left toes to a high lizard now. Let's step the right leg back and up into a three-legged plank. Exhale into our chaturanga and inhale, come up to upward facing dog. Right foot is now on the mat. Exhaling, tucking under the toes and coming up to our downward facing dog. We're going to repeat this sequence on the left side. So grounding our weight through our right foot, let's inhale and lift the left leg into the sky. Sorry, Ozzy. And as we exhale, bringing that left knee towards the nose and planting the left foot in between the hands. Beautiful work, guys. Dropping onto the right knee and untucking the right toes. Let's lift the body up and high to our low crescent lunge. We inhale, the arms can come up, remembering to keep a 90-degree angle in that front leg and really plugging that left hip into the socket to keep a nice center midline. And it will just help protect all of our joints. Squeezing the glutes tight, we can gaze up to the sky or just forward in front of us. You guys are doing amazing. This is a tough one, so bear with me. Inhaling, looking nice and strong, and as we exhale, let's bring our hands down to the mat, straightening through the left leg and coming to our half split hamstring stretch. Head can be towards the knee, just remembering to go as far as you can and keeping a micro bend in that left knee as to not hurt the knee. Bringing our hands forward can increase the stretch. It's really fun to just play here. Inhaling, bending through the left knee, coming up to our crescent lunge. Again, hands can come up to the air, or if you want to, keep them on that left thigh. Just don't press down, just use it to stabilize you. Staying here for another breath. Inhale, and as we exhale, straighten through that left knee. Hands come to the mat, half split. finding our flow here. So as we inhale, bend that left knee, rise the body nice and high, coming to our crescent lunge. Hips and hamstrings, guys. Exhaling, coming to our half split, straighten through that left leg, hands come to the mat. Inhale, come back to the crescent lunge, back into the hips, and exhale, back to the half split. Beautiful work, guys. One more time. Inhale, come back to that crescent lunge, arms up in the air, gazing up, and finally exhale down to our half split. Wonderful work, guys. Bending through that left knee. Let's plant our hands either side of our foot, tuck under our right toes, and inhale, left palm comes up to the sky, gaze can follow. A reclined twisted lunge. Wonderful work, guys. Staying nice and strong in those legs, squeezing the glutes. When we're ready, pushing down into that left foot to stabilize us. Inhale and lift your twisted torso up so you're now in a standing lunge. The gaze can be towards the back of the mat. When you're ready, exhaling the left palm over to the right thighs and reversing that lunge. Intense pose here, guys. Stay strong, keep smiling. Inhale, let's untwist to the right of the mat. Left toes follow, so we're now facing the long edge of the mat. And exhaling, keeping the length in our arms, let's forward fold into our wide-legged forward fold. Hands can be in line with the feet or come out behind, really helping bring the head towards the mat. Slightly turn out our heels to get proper alignment in our wide-legged forward fold and hang out here for a moment, just a few breaths. On our next inhale, let's keep our arms nice and straight out in front of us and come up to standing, turning out the left toes to face the front edge of the mat. Arms come either side of us. Reach forward and exhale, come down into our Trikonasana. Keeping that right arm stacked on top of our shoulders in a nice straight line and keeping our body as if we're between two panes of glass, so nice and aligned. Here, stay strong in the legs and a micro bend in that left knee just to protect the knee joint. Trikonasana. When you're ready, on our next exhale, let's drop the right fingertips in front of us in a semicircle motion. And finally, towards the mat, just opening up that right side body. Hands are in the inside of our left foot. Let's heel toe the left foot to the edge of the mat. Come up onto the right toes and drop the right knee to the mat if this is comfortable. Option here to stay high on the palms, so straight arms, or if you want to intensify it, let's come onto the elbows. Breathing deeply here into this intense hip opener. Just make sure you don't go too far as hips are very delicate. Beautiful work, guys. Like in our crescent lunge, let's just align those hips to the midline, keeping nice and strong. Option here to place the left hand on the left knee and gently prise open the hips deeper, just intensifying the stretch that little bit more. Breathing here, being really mindful, checking the body, making sure it is liking what you're doing. And when we're ready, let's place our hands back onto the mat, lift up, tuck under the right toes and come into a three-legged plank. So bring that left foot back and up. And as we exhale, stay strong, bend 19 degrees into the hands to chaturanga and inhale, upward facing dog, both feet on the mat, hips are lifted. Exhaling, rolling over the toes, let's come to our downward facing dog. So let's repeat the flow, this time going a little bit quicker. So planting the left foot into the mat, inhale, right leg rises, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring that knee to nose and planting the right foot between the hands, coming onto the left knee. Inhale, low crescent lunge. Option here to lift the left foot and reach over with the right palm to grab it and then just press through the hips, really deepening that hip opener now that we're a bit more loosened up. Exhaling, hands come to mat, drop that left foot back down and straighten through the right leg. Hamstring stretch. You guys know the drill by now, so we're going to do this a couple times. Pushing down into our hamstrings. Let's inhale, bend through the right leg, arms rise, crescent lunge. As we exhale, straighten that right leg, hands come back to the mat, fold over towards our hamstring stretch. Inhaling, coming back to the crescent lunge. And exhale, come to the hamstring stretch. Really finding your flow, guys. Go with your own breath. Use me as guidance. Inhale, let's come to our crescent lunge. And exhale, hands back to the mat, straighten that right leg, half split. Last one, inhale, rise high to our crescent lunge. And exhale, straighten that right knee and come down to our half split. Bending through the right knee again, tuck the left toes under and lift up to a high lunge. Left palm into the mat, inhale, right arm rises high, gaze can follow a nice low twist, or reclined twist, sorry. And when we're ready, pressing into our right foot, inhale, rise to a twist, and exhale, right palm comes to the thigh. Beautiful, guys, reverse lunge. And when we're ready, let's inhale, unravel, come to the left side of the mat, toes follow, and keeping our arms nice and long, let's exhale, forward fold. Arms come right through underneath us, or keep them in line with the feet. Bringing that head towards the mat where we can. Heels slightly turned out. Beautiful. Inhale, bring arms up above us again. Come all the way to the stretch. Turn out those right toes. Arms come out either side of us, reaching forward. Exhale, down. Trikonasana. Picking up the pace, guys. I hope it's okay. So from here, let's exhale the right fingertips out in front of us into a semicircle, and finally down towards the mat. Heel toeing that right foot towards the edge of the mat, coming onto the palms, lowering down onto the left knee. Option to stay here, or let's come down onto the elbows to deepen the stretch. Again, pushing on that right knee if we want to intensify here. Lizard pose. Beautiful work, guys. Let's come back up onto the palms and lifting up onto the left toes. Swing that right leg up and back, three-legged plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, pushing the chest up. Gaze can be up or forward. And exhale, rolling over the toes to downward facing dog. Doing this again for the left side, planting down into the right foot. Inhale, left leg comes high to three-legged dog. Exhale, the knee comes to the nose and plants between the foot, coming down onto that right knee. Inhale, chest rises, arms follow. Option here again to bend the right foot and grab over with the left foot just to intensify that hip stretch. Now that the hips are a bit more open. Bringing that right foot back down to the mat, let's straighten through the left leg. Palms come to the mat as well, and exhale, fold into our half split hamstring stretch. Head towards the knee. Guys are doing some wonderful work here. Let's find our flow with the hamstring and crescent lunge. So inhaling, bending into that left knee, torso rises, arms go up ahead, gaze can follow. Exhale, straighten through the left leg, palms back to the mat, half split. Inhale, let's come to the crescent lunge, really pushing into the hips, and exhale, straighten through that left leg, half split hamstring stretch. Inhale, crescent lunge, and as you exhale, half split, following your own breath. Inhale, let's come to our crescent lunge one last time, and exhale, coming to our half split. Bending through that left knee, let's plant the right palm onto the mat, lift up onto the right toes, and inhale, left arm rises to the sky. High lunge twist, but reclined. Really staying strong, squeezing the glutes together, pressing into that left foot. Let's inhale, rise to our twist. Left palm comes to the right thigh, and the right arms can just come above us, so in like a twisted reverse warrior. Beautiful, intense pose here, guys. Stay strong. And as we inhale, let's twist all the way around to the right, unraveling, toes follow, and exhale, come down into our wide-legged forward fold. Again, palms walking out behind you or in between the hands. Stay where you are. A nice thigh and hip opener combined. Bringing the arms back out in front of us. Inhale, stay strong, root to rise. Exhale, the left toes turn out, reaching forward and come down into our Trikonasana. Body between two panes of glass. Remember, right arm stacked on top of the left. Have some great alignment in this Trikonasana, slight bend in that left knee. As we exhale, let's drop the right fingertips over in front of us and finally down to the mat. Let's heel toe that left foot out to the long edge of the mat, come down onto the right knee, and then finally onto the elbows into our lizard. Again, option to press out that left knee with the left palm. Stay where you are. Breathe here for 3 breaths. Beautiful work, guys, really strong. When you're ready, come back up onto the hands, tuck under the right toes and lift that left leg up and back to our 3-legged plank. Exhale, 3-legged chaturanga, and inhale, come to upward facing dog. Both feet on the mat, hips are nice and lifted, as is the chest and torso. Exhale, roll over the toes into our downward facing dog. Okay guys, let's find our flow. 1 breath this time. Planting down through the left foot. Inhale, right leg rises, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bringing the knee to nose. Let's plant the right foot, dropping down onto the left knee. Inhale, our low crescent lunge. Option to bring the right foot hand to the left foot. Exhaling, dropping that foot, straightening through the right leg, bending forward to our hamstring stretch. Inhale, crescent lunge, pressing down into the hips, and exhale, come to the hamstring stretch. Inhale, crescent lunge. Beautiful work, guys. As we exhale, straighten through that right leg, hands come to the mat, folding forward, half split. Inhale, rising back up, bending through the right knee, crescent lunge, pushing our hips down. Exhaling, coming back to our half split. This time coming forward, bending through that right knee, planting the left hand into the mat, tucking under the left toes. Inhale, right arm rises. Exhale, stay strong and come back into our reverse lunge. Inhale, twisting the body back to the left side of the mat, reaching forward. Exhale, come into our wide-legged forward fold. Really quick pace, I know. Inhale, come up, back up to standing. Turn out the right toes, arms come down. Exhale, reach forward and down. Trikonasana. Inhale here, and exhale, let's bring the arms down to the mat inside of our right foot. Toe that right foot out, come down onto the left knee, and exhale, come down to lizard. Beautiful work, guys. Pushing up onto the palms, tuck under the left toes. Inhale, right leg comes back up to 3-legged plank. Exhale, chaturanga, and inhale, upward facing dog. Tucking under the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay guys, last time, energy high. Let's ground through that right foot. Inhale, left leg rises, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, and plant that left foot, dropping down onto the right knee. Inhale, crescent lunge. Option to grab the right foot with the left palm, pressing down into those hips. Lower the right foot back down, and exhale, straighten through the left leg, half split. Wonderful, guys, finding your flow. Inhale, up to crescent lunge, bend that right knee, and exhale, straighten back down to half split. You know the drill by now, so inhale, crescent lunge, and exhale to half split hamstring stretch. Finding our flow. Inhale, crescent lunge, and exhale, hands to mat, half split, straighten through that left knee. One more time. Inhale to our crescent lunge, push into those hips, and exhale, half split. This time bending through the left knee, tuck the right toes under, plant the right palm, and inhale, left palm rises. And as we exhale, let's rise up the torso and bring the left palm to the right thigh. Lunge. Inhale, unravel to the right side, left toes follow. And as we exhale, straighten through that body and come all the way down into a wide-legged forward fold, using our hands to bring our heads towards the mat. Inhale, let's come back up to standing. Nice straight arms. Turn those left toes towards the short edge of the mat. Arms come out either side of us, reaching forward. Exhale, come down into Trikonasana. Beautiful. Inhale here. Exhale, left fingertips come in front and down in a semicircle so they're the inside of the left foot. Heel toe it out towards the edge of the mat and come down onto the right knee. Lizard. Option to come down onto the elbows. Beautiful. Exhale here. Let's plant the palms onto the mat, untuck the right toes and inhale, pushing that left leg up and back, three-legged plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Beautiful. Finally, exhale, roll over the toes and come to our downward facing dog. And let's just breathe here a moment, guys. You've just completed a very intense vinyasa flow. Big inhale and big exhale, release and just calm the heart rate. Let's bring our knees towards the mat, walking them out as wide as the mat's edge. And let's bring our chest towards the mat. Nice wide-legged child's pose. Take this time to now allow yourself to relax, feel your heart beat against the mat, really being so proud of what you've achieved today. And when you're ready, walking the palms up, let's bring the knees together and come back to our seated position as we did in the beginning. Hands can be on the thighs, or if you want to connect to the belly, feel free to hold your belly. Breathing. Allowing the mind to become peaceful, bringing the palms to heart center in Anjali Mudra. Let's bow down forwards, Namaste. Thank you guys for joining me today, and I really hope you enjoyed this class. If there's anything else you'd like to see from me, please feel free to comment it below and subscribe to the channel for more future videos. Lots of love. Bye.